Alright, welcome to round one. Looks like we won the die roll. Yeah, I think I just want to play first. I don't want to get too fancy. This hand seems just fine. Couple of zombies, compelling deterrence, Olivia's Dragoon. Not actually that good in our deck. Maybe we should have cut that. Yeah, I mean, it's a bear with upside. Like, how bad could that possibly be? I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'll play the Dragoon. It's very unlikely that we want a compelling deterrence something next turn. This just does more damage. If they've got removal, they're probably casting it on the Dragoon. I mean, which is fine for me. 2-1 Menace. That is fine. It's a solid card, though. You know, kind of unassuming, but I think the damage from that thing can add up pretty good. Well, he's white-red. I mean, we can blanket pretty good. I was thinking I might not want to trade 2 for 2. I could leave that and this Wailing Ghoul back to double block, but we're playing the Laboratory Brute next turn, and if everything goes alright, then he's not going to be able to attack through those two. So I think we're better off like this. Next turn we can either play the Laboratory Brute, or if we decide it's time to Compelling Deterrence, we can play that and the rats. Can't block. Alright, Moorland Drifter. Now, let's see if he wants to trade. Probably does. No trade, huh? That is fine. Let's play our Mill Giant. Well, that's a little obnoxious. We built both of our big late game threats in our first 6 cards, and our Rise from the Grave. That was pretty brutal. I don't think we want to block here. Just trading the Brute for the 2/2 is pretty lousy. I'm willing to take this damage. So we'll play this Rancid Rats. I think we're just sort of in it for the long haul. I'm kind of glad that I still have that magnifying glass in my deck, because we can grind out a game pretty good. It's going to be pretty hard for him to attack through all this. Spectral Shepherd. Makes the Spontaneous Mutation a little worse. We can't put it on any of his spirits. Alright, let's just load it up. Well, we got, boy, all of our stuff that benefits off having stuff in the graveyard. The Grizzled Angler and the Rise from the Grave. Luckily, we have not managed to mill our Nibless of Frost. It's still not going to attack. There's not much profit in it right here. I'm just going to take 2. I could discard one of these cards and trade the Olivia's Dragoon for his Spectral Shepherd, but that seems pretty bad for me. Alright, this is great. Geistfuel Scarecrow is pretty boss here, I think. Just outsizes his whole team. Probably going to let us get something with this Spontaneous Mutation flashed out. Maybe I should just be attacking with this Rancid Rats. Probably should. But now do I want... I don't really want to keep taking damage from this thing. Sorry, that's probably very annoying. I'm going to go ahead and spontaneous mutation this. I don't think he has blue mana in his deck. What is this? -8, -2. That's pretty small. Ooh, that's good. Did he miss? Yes, he missed. I'm not super psyched about using this press for answers here. It just doesn't really get us anywhere. I don't think he can attack through my board. I think Rancid Rats is just going to have to start doing some work now. Like, I want to save the press for answers for after I get my Niblis of Frost out, so it can actually do some serious work. And by serious work, I mean just pumping my Niblis of Frost for an attack, because this board is pretty locked up. What you got for me? We did see a Devil's Playground. Oh god. Well, I'm definitely taking that enchantment out of my deck. That's gross. Player discards a card if you control a zombie. I really don't want a Compelling Deterrence my guy here. Yeah, that's fine. It's just a very good removal spell against me. What are you gonna do? Attack with a couple of 3/3s and a 3/4. Yeah, still not great attacks because I can double block and I have all my mana up, so who knows. Still at 1 blue. This is a great draw, but I'm going to stop attacking with the Rancid Rats. I don't have my 4/4 holding off his dudes anymore. I would much rather just trade it for one of his 3/4s. Ooh, murder. I'm not ready to murder any of these things quite yet. But like I was saying before, we did see a Devil's Playground in this draft, and if he plays that, that would be pretty bad for us, I think. I mean, it's much better when you're on the defensive, but it's still pretty good when you're attacking. Just would create a very, like, you'd have 10 creatures out. That's not easy to block. Oh man, we are gonna get him. That's awesome. Oh god. Well, he's probably just gonna attack with the Faithbearer Paladin. I can't imagine that he risks. I mean, do we want to Compelling Deterrence this thing or murder it? Attacking with everything, huh? Let's see. What's the best plan here? We're obviously going to get rid of this Faithbearer Paladin before blocks, so let's do that. I mean, I guess it's his best guy, so let's murder it. And then we can bounce Well, okay, we should have bounced that because it doesn't have a comes into play effect. That's pretty annoying. That was not the smartest thing in the world. Let's set up our blocks. Let's see what we can do here. We'll just throw the ranted rats in front of this 3-4. 3-3 in front of a 3-3. 3-3 in front of a 2-2. And we'll double block this Inspiring Captain. Happy to trade either of those guys for it. Take 2. I think this works out quite nicely. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. So he can do, yeah, I think it's time to just tap him down. Play this swamp. Guess we should have cracked the clue on our turn before playing a land. Just, well, alright, didn't really matter. Alright, sideboard. He's pretty aggressive, but his cards are not that good. So I could bring in any number of 2-mana guys to help block early on. I think Olivia's Dragoon is just worse than, say, like Daring Sleuth. I'd be happy to trade for one of his 2-mana guys early on. Later on, you know, I could flip it with Magnifying Glass or Press for Answers. Do I bring in a Turn Aside? I saw only Angelic Purge. Maybe I bring it in for this Spontaneous Mutation. I think Spontaneous Mutation is still good because I can use it as a shrink spell. It is really bad if he does what he did with that Angelic Purge, though. I mean, I do like Turn Aside because I have a couple of very high-value creatures, mostly Noblesse of Frost. I don't really want it. If we see more than just the one removal spell, you want a relatively removal-heavy deck before you bring in Turn Aside, I think. This is not keepable. This is bad, but I'm going to keep it. Wailing Ghoul goes on top. So that early blocker is nice. Maybe the Wretched Griff should have come out. Like, I don't necessarily need big flying win conditions, although if the board gets gummed up again, like a 3-4 flyer would be pretty strong. Field Creeper, well, Wailing Ghoul has something to say about that. Oh. It is random. Like, what you mill has no bearing on what you draw. But it's pretty gross to mill 2 lands when all you want to draw is lands for the entire game. Oh no, he can attack me for 3. You got me. But look how good this 1/3 is. After this attack, it's a 2-for-1. Plus it put 2 swamps in my graveyard. Ooh, there we go. We're doing it, we're doing it. And we even generate a clue to flip our Daring Sleuth into a vanilla 3-2. I mean, yes, there's a lot of text on it, but it's mostly a 3-2. Lone Rider, that's dangerous. Yeah, let's go ahead and play this 2-3. If he attacks with his Lone Rider, I'm just gonna have to block with Wailing. Ah, jeez. Okay. He's not gonna attack with Lone Rider. Whew. Okay, that's good. I wonder if I can get him to waste... I mean, he doesn't have any pump spells for his Lone Rider, so I can't quite get him to waste one on it. I don't really want to use this murder right now. I think I'm going to press for answers this thing. Make sure it can't do any flipping shenanigans quite yet, and then try to get some value and flip my Daring Sleuth in a minute. And ooh. Well, I mean, I guess we can't flip the Daring Sleuth and cast Murder this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it though. No real attacks here. I mean, Grizzled Angler could attack, but not really a good idea. I would much rather keep milling stuff. Ooh, Thermal Alchemist. Card's nice. He didn't have a ton of spells though, so this is pretty much gonna do 1 damage to me a turn. Alright, do I bring back the Stitchwing Scab? I think so. Well, I mean, I don't mind discarding the Laboratory Brute, but I really like all the other cards in my hand. I'm going to leave it in the graveyard for now. We'll wait until we have some like lands that we want to get rid of. So here we'll play this Laboratory Brute. There's a reasonable chance we sacrifice it next turn to the Griff. Happy to mill myself because we could easily put a Niblus of Frost in the graveyard. We still got plenty of cards in our library. Not that that's really a concern, you know, we're not milling 2 cards a turn for whatever that one that was that makes insects. Ooh, oh, forgot to mill. Well, sometimes that happens. It doesn't, but sometimes you screw up. So we could... I think this is the right thing to do. I think we just... I think we attack with the Laboratory Brute, see what happens. Probably is just going to take 3. Yep, that is fine. But that's cool because it gets our Wretched Griff on the way. And I'll leave Murder up. Draw a card. And then this is the last land that we want. After that, we can eventually get a Stitchwing Scab into play. Well, actually... Well, okay, yeah, if we play this land, we can play the Scarecrow this turn. We're very happy to play that land, actually. Like, getting the Stitchwing Scab into play would be nice, but we're just gonna overload him with, like, big old beaters. Yep, taking a damage. As you can see, my clock is not doing super well. It's very, very difficult to play quickly and talk at the same time when you're not used to it. But hopefully that's one of the areas that I'll improve in over time, as I create lots and lots of exciting Magic the Gathering content for all of you guys. Alright, what do you got for me? A removal spell? Yeah, that's good. He's got my Wretched Griff. But this turn was pretty solid, playing the Wretched Griff and the Scarecrow at the same time. Oh, and he's discarding Alchemist Greeting. That's really good, actually. If we lose this one, we are definitely bringing in Turn-Aside. It looks like he has plenty of removal spells to counter with it. Yeah, that was very strong. Not much we can do about it. But now Grizzled Angler double flips. So that's nice. What is this? 4/5 lifelink, that's fine. I wonder... I mean, it's almost certainly better to just flip the Angler right now. But I wonder if we could trick him into it, because it is a new set. I mean, we're not attacking with it, so I'm gonna... Okay, we do not need this swamp now. I think probably we want a certain death one of his guys. And then we can attack with this 4/3. And either he chump blocks it or he double blocks it. Or we get a free clue. And any of those are fine with me. That's fine. He does have Delirium now, so that Moorland Drifter is going to come across. So we are definitely taking some damage. May have to spend a removal spell on the Moorland Drifter. Or we can always just Rise from the Grave on our Wretched Griff to get a blocker. Got some spells here. Distemper of the Blood, targeting Lone Rider. That's alright. Well, so I wonder if he's making a mistake here. I think he might just be making a mistake here. Let's see. I mean, this could just be a tremendous blowout. One way or another, it's going to be a tremendous blowout. Nice. We did it. I knew it was right not to flip that thing. I had a feeling. Ooh, Magnifying Glass is actually pretty good here. Let's see. Do we have... I think here we want to attack with both of these guys. Well, I mean, that is quite a bit of damage coming through. If we get the Wretched Griffin to play, that's a good blocker. Yeah, let's attack with both of these guys. We know he doesn't have a pump spell. And now we get to 2 for 1 him. Which one of these do we want to kill? Probably the Thermo Alchemist. Okay, alright. Dual shot finishes off our Daring Sleuth. But we're in pretty decent shape here. I mean, he's going to get to hit us again with that Moreland Drifter. But we get to get back a 3/4 flyer. Maybe it would have been better just to get the Stitching Scab back with the Magnifying Glass in the swamp. Probably. We're not going to really have enough time to... Oh well. So we could get a lifelinker back from his graveyard. But I think I'd rather just get this Wretched Griff. Whoops. Oh. Alright, that was a definite punt in not leaving a blue up to Stitching Scab. Oh, this seems good. Although, forcing his guys to attack into the Wretched Griff is also good. I'd rather just play a huge guy. Ooh, Bruna, huh? That is very solid. Huh. That's very strong. Alright, now we're finally going to put this Stitching Scab into play. That's okay. I think we're just going to make him attack into us and then have lethal on the backswing. Unfortunately, we cannot both activate Grizzly Anglerfish and play this Barnyard Behemoth. Well, depends. We could sacrifice this Wretched Griff and it only costs 1, which might work. That might be the right thing to do, potentially. Yeah, let's force him to attack with everything. So I am happy to take the damage from Bruna here. Trade for these flyers. Eat this paladin. Alright, that is fine. And we are dead to that Bruna if he ever finds another removal spell. Okay, so he missed. Good. So if we attack with everything, he blocks, he takes 5. We really need to leave this wretched Griff back. I think we just attack with the Liliana's Elite. Yeah. That seems right. Yeah, this thing having Vigilance is really nice here. This is a very good card to have in that spot. If he lets this through, we get to kill him. Nah. Good play. If this was Deep Fiend, that would be pretty nice. Do we play anything? If we put this in play, the Wailing Ghoul is not doing anything for us. Now our Liliana's Elite is lethal. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, I'll see you guys for round 2.